What is up, my cutouts cardboard ninja here, coming at you with the new faction Hyperborea uh, dev vlog update. This information came out on January 5th, but it's, well, at the time of filming this, January 11th. Sorry, better late than never, chat. This is covering the new update that's coming to Crossout, most likely coming out in the new Battle Pass. They are saying that there's going to be a new legendary heavy cabin. And also a new faction, probably the Hyperborea faction, don't know. But this is looks to be a cyberpunk-esque aesthetic. They say the perk of this new heavy cabin, which will consist of new features, it will passively allow you to target all of your drones on an enemy, like the Annihilator drone. That's a pretty interesting change. Annihilator drones are known to be the most powerful drone in Crossout right now, simply because the fact that, well, not just because you can target them, but because they follow with you and they also follow the enemy. But being able to target your opponents that you want downed, that's not that terrible. This does seem to work on turrets, quadcopters, and drones, all three of the automated weapons in Crossout. This sounds less like the Annihilator drone and a lot more like the Caucus, if we're being super honest. This feels like converting all drones into the Caucus, and not so much converting all drones into more similarly to the Annihilator drone. But time will tell. It then also has another perk, because that's the passive perk. The passive perk changes the way that the weapons function. The active perk allows you to increase the damage of all your turrets, drones, and quadcopters for a brief period of time, but at the end of the duration, it will then destroy all of your drones, which is fine. I mean, it's a little alpha strikey. That's good. You can finish someone off. It is going to be 8 pins wide, 6 pins... Wait, I'm sorry, 8 pins long, 6 pins wide, and 5 pins high. Very interesting. I think that's 8 from the furthest back point of this structural jutting out to the from stem to tip, as it were. And it looks like it has non-standard designs, which is interesting. They're saying down here that, its geometry allows you to place drones in interesting places. If I could rotate this, I would. But they're not wrong. You can place drones in interesting locations on this. This place up here obviously is perfect for placing a drone. Down here, it's basically got a very similar setup to the Photon or the Nova, but I think it is obviously slimmer. It's a heavy cabin that's smaller than the Nova or the Photon or the not the Quantum, but yeah, or I think it's the Pilgrim. But yeah, interesting. This is probably going to be a legendary cabin. No, actually, not probably. Is going to be a legendary heavy cabin. I don't know how well it will work, honestly, because it's a heavy cabin. Heavy cabins are usually speed capped to around 65 kph, though, truth be told, if you push it to its limit, use the co-driver that increases your maximum speed, and use the appropriate wheels, Sabbaths, you can actually get up to, I think, some of the neighborhood of 80 kilometers an hour. You can reach 120 with the Yokozuna buff. So, something to look out for. Could be interesting. And next up, and this is actually huge news, a new legendary generator, the light version of the Apollo. As they say, this is an analog of the Apollo. They're going to call it the Thor, and it's going to add 4 energy. And not only that, it's horizontal projection. It is 5 pins by 4 pins by 2 pins. For those of us wondering, if you have a PU1 charge, this is literally 1 pin shorter than the PU1 charge. In all other ways, it is the same size as the PU1 charge. So if you're planning on making builds in the future that incorporate this generator, you can use the PU1 charge as an analog for right now. But here's the interesting thing. The mass is 1/3. They say 3 times less, but that's basically 1/3 of what the base Apollo is. The Apollo's mass is like 1,100. That's like 400 kilograms, basically. It's 300 to 400 kilograms of mass. But it says its durability is about half of the Apollo. Off the top of my head, the Apollo generator sits at like 320-ish dura. So you're looking at most between 150 and 180-ish dura for this generator. How much does it go boom, though? That's what everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to know, how boomy is this? They say that the explosive power is about twice that of the Apollo. The Apollo's explosive power is not the highest in Crossout. The highest explosive power is, of course, held by the gas gen at 499 damage. Um, this doesn't sound like it's going to do as much as the gas gen. However, because this model is 4 pins wide, it means that it is basically two gas gens adjacent to each other. This actually extends the range of the number of parts that can be hit in your build by the explosion or the detonation of this generator. So while it's not going to be as instantaneously, that's not true. I can't say it's not going to be as instantaneously fatal as the gas gen. It means that this will take more damage than the gas gen, barely. But its explosion is going to be very difficult to mitigate. One of the things that you can do to mitigate gas gen damage to your own build, and I know this doesn't sound true, but it's true, is you can actually separate the gas gen from the parts around it. You can actually have pins in between, just blank space. And the way explosive damage works in Crossout is the damage is reduced based on distance traveled. It reduces by a percentage of damage based on blast distance divided by pins. Basically, that's the best way to put it. So if the blast radius of the gas gen is 6 pins, it means that every pin distance that the blast moves, it loses 1/6 of its damage. This shape, this size, means that because of the fact that it's 2 pins wider, it means that blast damage doesn't have to travel as far, and it's actually going to be pretty significant. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. I don't know how this is going to play out against the Apollo. The Apollo is right now an S tier generator because it is the only only generator that gives 4 energy. It is exceptionally durable. It is a mainstay in CW. It's a mainstay anywhere because it's the only way to get 4 energy to that fabled 16 energy. This gives another alternative. And most people err to the side of the lighter generators in some instances, and in other instances, they err to the side of the heavier generators. This has been the case all throughout all the generators going down. In fact, the gas gen nearly became extinct due to the release of the L-shaped generator that's escaping me that came out very recently, or at least within a half a year or so, the Bootstrap. Because of the fact the Bootstrap simply survives damage, and it means that it's not going to just disappear to a stray hit exploding you. If this light generator has enough hit points to prevent your destruction from a stray light hit, then perhaps this legendary light generator is going to replace the Apollo. In fact, I can think of a couple of builds that, while not necessarily very good, could be affected by this. Anything that uses the not the master cabin, but the machinist cabin. Machinist cabin has a cubby to protect your generator. This fits. That fits in that cubby, and that just means a lighter generator. And as everyone knows, towards the end of the game, mass is everything. If this thing comes in at 1/3 of the weight, maybe it's worth it. Who knows? I'm actually very, very excited for that. New structural parts. These things look slick nasty. 6x1x3. This is a massive bonnet. That's this. Okay, so this is the front. 6x1x3. It's like a hood. They say it's a snowplow. Oh, no, this is going to be a new durable bumper. Sorry. That's cool. I'll take another bumper. Chat. If you're paying attention to this, everyone loves bumpers. More bumpers, mo better. Cool. That's just the update for the devlog. I'll be paying more attention to the devlog updates so that I can give you the next one when it comes out and not like 6 days later. But thank you for stopping by. Leave your ideas in the comments below. How do you feel about this? I think that this new generator is going to be huge. It's huge, huge. As for the cabin, I think that's going to be interesting. It's going to give the call a run for its money. Right now, the call boasts durability, and that's so silly that the medium cabin is going to boast durability, but the heavy cabin for drones is going to boast offense. Very interesting. Very interesting. I know that nobody likes the turret life, but yeah, leave your ideas in the comments below. Tell me how you feel about a more drone meta. I honestly just think that this negates the caucus and probably is one of the reasons why they had to push that caucus nerf through, because this feels like it's just converting all the turrets and stuff into the caucus. But yeah, that's just me. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.